Hello class, this is a continuation on simultaneous linear inequalities. In this video, we'll be looking at inequalities or simultaneous inequalities of three or more linear relationships. So as you can see, it's completely possible for three or more lines to completely enclose one region. So here's one in green, here's one in orange, and here's one in purple this time. And as you can see, if we were to combine all three onto the one Cartesian plane, we get this fully enclosed region. But now just keep in mind that not all multilinear inequalities enclose functions like this. And since we're here, you can see that regions can also be enclosed by combinations of any types of graphs. So here we have a circle and a straight line. It will enclose like this. And for this one are two parabola that can enclose in that little region like so. But we'll first look at linear combinations first. So here we go. Now let's sketch the following inequalities to determine the included region. Now, for those of you that had watched the final example in the previous set, you would have seen that a shortcut was to simply use the points of intersection and the y-intercept or x-intercepts as your 2 points. Now, by that I mean you don't have to find x-intercept, y-intercept, and point of intersection. That would make 3 points. You just need to find the y-intercept and the point of intersection, and that would be enough to sketch your straight line. So for this, I'm going to start labeling everything first because we can very quickly get lost in what we're doing. So this is equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. So for this, I'm going to make sure I have headings, and let's find our intersections first. Intersect. In this first one, I'm going to go 1 is equal to 2. Because these are in nice y equals or gradient intercept form, we can just let them equal to one another. So we get x over x plus 5 on 2 is equal to this other one here. So 7 minus x. Solving this, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. Moving the x's across, I get 3x on this side. Moving the 5 across, 14 take away 5 is 9. We get x equals 3. For this one, I must substitute it into 1 or 2 because this set of work has nothing to do with number 3. So I'm going to substitute it into number 1, which will give me y equals 3 plus 5 on 2. I get y equals 8 on 2, which is 4. So 3, 4. That's my first point of intersection. Let's now do the same thing for 1 and 3. So 1, I'm going to let it equal to 3 this time. So 1 and 3. So this is now going to equal 2. That's going to be x plus 5 on 2 equals 2. We get x plus 5 equals, multiplying both sides by 2, I get 4. X equals negative 1. And for this, I'm going to substitute 1. For this one, I must substitute it here. Okay, because there's nothing to substitute into this one. So again, substituting back into 1, I get y equals negative 1 plus 5 on 2. That will give me 4 on 2, which is 2. Which tells me I get -1 and 2. And lastly, for our point of intersections of this, we've done 1 and 2. We've done 1 and 3. We now need to do 2 and 3. So 2 is equal to 3. Equation 2 equals equation 3. We will get 7 minus x equals 2. Solving this, we get -x equals -5. So x must just equal 5. And again, subbing this into equation 2, we get y equals 7 take away 5, y equals 2. So 5, 2. Now, just so that we're not completely lost with what's going on, I'm going to dot these points, not in any of the colors that we're using. I'm just going to dot these in black. So 3, 4. So 3, 4, 3, 4. It's the first one. -1, 2. -1, 2. And 5, 2. 5, 2. Which I have actually just realized, if you just find these points of intersections, you don't need to find any y-intercepts or x-intercepts at all, because equation 1 has these 2 points to sketch. So equation 1 passes through this point and this point, because look, that's what we just found. So I'm actually going to use those 2 points to sketch this one. So it is less than but not equal to, so we need a dotted line, passing through 3, 4, and -1, 2. 3, 4, -1, 2 is this one. So in orange, we actually have this already. That is rather interesting. It's not something I actually thought to do, because I was actually about to find the y-intercepts for each of these in order for us to sketch this. But as you can see, we actually already have enough points to sketch this. Let's do the next one. Equation 2, as you can see, equation 2 is involved in these two. So equation 2 can be graphed using 3, 4, and 5, 2. Let's do this one in green. And this one is greater than or equal to. So it's a solid line. So 3, 4, and 5, 2. 3, 4, 5, 2. It's going to be these 2 lines here. These 2 dots here, sorry. And even if we wanted to find the y-intercept of this one, if you go back to the equation, it's actually very straightforward to have found the y-intercept of this line. It was just going to be 7. And for this last one, you can see 3 is involved in these 2 calculations. Now this one's a little odd because you can see it's passing through -1, 2 and 5, 2. This one I'm going to do in purple. And this one is going to be greater than but not equal to, so it's a dotted purple line. So -1, 2 and 5, 2. Those last 2 points, it's actually a straight and flat line like this. And now it's a matter of testing which region are we going to be sketching here. Now, for this one, it's actually best that we pick something either inside or outside of this. So here we go. So for this one, I'm simply just going to test this point right here. It's going to be 3, 3. So we're going to be testing 3, 3. Just move this across. Let's test 3, 3. 3, comma 3. Testing this on all of our points, all of our lines. Let's test it here. So we get in the first one in orange, 3 is less than 3 plus 5 over 2. 3 is less than 8 over 2 is 4. That is true. So for the first line, which was orange, this means we are going to sketch or shade everything below the orange. So that's true for the orange. Doing it for the green now. We get 3 is greater than or equal to 7 minus x. 3 is greater than or equal to 7 minus x, which is 3. 3 is greater than or equal to 7 minus 3 is 4. That is false. Okay, so this point, 3, 3, 7 minus x. 3 is not greater than or equal to 4, so that means we're going to be shading above the green line. Okay, so we're shading this one for the green and this one for the orange. So far it's going to be this triangle bit here, and now it's just a matter of, if you can pay attention here, since we know it's going to be this region here, it's now just a matter of, is it going to be above the purple line or below the purple line? Let's testing this one final time. Substituting 3 here for y. 3 is greater than or equal to, well, 2, and there's nothing to substitute for x. So we're just left with 3 is greater than 2, and that is indeed true. So that means we are, since this is the point that we tested, we are shading above the purple line. So that means, so combining this all together, we are shading below the orange line. This test told us we are not shading below the green, which means we are shading above the green. So combining those two so far, we are below the orange, but above the green. And this last one said it's going to be above the purple. So those 3 conditions combined means we are shading this region in red. So let's highlight that now. Again, I'm going to use this trapezium trick that I'm doing. There we go. That region, whoops. And filling it in now with blue. And there we have it. That is the region that we are going to be shading. Let me just fix this up a little bit. And let's make this a little bit larger, because why not? And there we have it. So I hope that's giving you an insight into sketching triple simultaneous linear inequalities. I'll see you in the next video where we do one final example here of 3 straight lines. Hope to see you then, and best of luck.